Now I am going to show a complete ER diagram. In this, I am showing a school system. Now let us look at the list of entities. School itself is an entity about which some information has to be stored. Students come to school for their education. School has departments. The school conducts classes. School keeps employees. These employees can be teacher or working staff. Teachers teach subjects. Notice, when I am showing the entities, I am also showing their respective attributes. Okay, we have considered most of the entities which we are interested in. The next step is to identify the primary key for an entity. The primary key is the attribute that uniquely identify an instance of an entity. So what is an instance of an entity? If we consider student entity, its instance would be any one of its student members. Now think, which of its attribute uniquely identifies a specific student member? His name? No, there can be two students with the same name. So roll number would be more appropriate to consider. Hence, for student entity, roll number is the primary key. So now let us consider the rest of the entities. For school, school ID is primary key. For departments, department ID can be considered a primary key. For classes, class name is unique, so class name can become a primary key. For subjects, we can assign a subject ID and make it a primary key. For employees, employee ID can be made as primary key. Similarly, for teachers, teacher ID, and for staff, staff ID can be the primary key. Now, we will try to understand the relationships among the entities. We will also consider the cardinality. Cardinality in the context of an entity relationship, ER, model, defines the number of instances of one entity that can or must be associated with each instance of another entity. For example, here we can say, the school has many students, but one student is assumed to be a member of only this school when considering from the point of view of this school. So we will safely consider the cardinality to be one to many. Now let us consider the relationship between the school and departments. This school has many departments, but from the reverse side, each department reports to only this school. Hence, here too, the cardinality is one to many. Similarly, the relationship between the school and the employees is one to many, and with the department entity, the employees have one-to-many relationship. School and classes have also a one-to-many relationship. Classes and students have one-to-many cardinality. This is because a class can have many students. However, a student can belong to only one class. Now consider the relationship between employees, teachers, and staff. Here, the assumption we take is that teacher and staff is basically an employee. Hence, we can say a teacher is an employee and also a staff is an employee. Thus, an employee is either a staff or a teacher. Here, the cardinality in both cases is one-to-one. Now, we will consider the relationship between class and teacher. A teacher can teach multiple classes, and on the other hand, in a particular class, many teachers may teach. Thus, here the cardinality is many to many. If we take the relationship between teacher and subject, we find some teachers may teach many subjects, and the same subject can be taught by many teachers. So here, too, the cardinality needs to be considered to be many to many.